welcome back to another episode of Ruthless TV, where I break down Tyler Perry's The Oval scene by scene. Now, let's get into this video. We all know from next week's preview that Barry is in the hospital with cocaine, PCP, and LSD tap dancing on his veins. But what's really troubling to me, you guys, is the fact that the previews haven't shown Callie at all. I was hoping that Callie would at least appear in the clips in the previews, but little Callie is nowhere to be found, which would contradict Dicon's orders altogether, because remember, Manny told him that Richard was a White House employee, and the Raccoon don't want that heat. So Dicon decided to let Callie and Barry go back home. So hopefully she's home and not on the compound with Ruth. And whether Callie is home or still on the compound, I think that this is enough attention brought to the Rackadushis, enough to make them just up and leave and go to a new location. What do you guys think? Because we've heard the highest on more than a couple of occasions telling Yancey to get the buses up and running if the government should come. And y'all know those buses I'm talking about, those buses that line the perimeter of the compound, the ones that haven't ran since 1902. But if the government does decide to come and raid the compound, they better hide Ruth and leave Hunter at the White House. Because if Hunter pulls up in that motorcade and spots Ruth, oh, it's over with. This man will move heaven and earth to have Denise back, right? And Ruth is a spitting image of her twin sister. But it's a whole miracle that Barry is even alive, and that Richard, Dale, and Sharon walked away from that horrible accident in the bionic truck. And that's a good thing, right? Because I even see a couple of relationships being rekindled, and one of those would be Nancy and Richard, because we know that Nancy's definitely going to take advantage of this opportunity. She's going to be shoving potatoes and biscuits down Richard's throat, trying to get him to remember their family bond before she spread it wide for his dad while he was away fighting for the country. And I also see Richard smoothing things over with Sam, because I think we can all agree that Richard definitely needs some backup when he's fooling around with Dicon and the goons, right? And I'm sure that Sam will be more than willing to help him, because he's already apologized to him. But Richard is very stubborn, and in this instance he has every right to be. So even if their relationships aren't mended, I know that this incident that happened to Barry will at least spark the conversation, right? I mean, it may take Barry a minute to come back to his normal self, right? Because if you guys watch Ruthless, we know that Lynn, who is Brian's wife, and Brian is an FBI agent, and she also visited the compound, and when she went to the compound, she was drugged and raped. Now, we see Barry laying up here in the hospital, drugged for sure, right? And the nurses already confirmed what he has in his system. So she may also reveal that Barry has some bruising back there, right? And hopefully this is not what has happened, but they didn't give Barry PCP and cocaine to eat barbecue and play spades, right? They drugged him so that it would be easier during the cleansing process, if you will. And I talked about this very same thing in my skit. And so if you didn't see the skit, if you missed it, I'll leave a link above. I mean, it's a skit, so it's just kind of, me mocking the characters and just giving a theory on what was going to happen to Barry. And in this instance, it was dead on. So check it out if you haven't already seen it. And I'll also leave it below in the description, just in case it doesn't pop up. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the Rackadushis will actually move to a new location? Also, let me know if you think Callie made it back home with Barry. And do you think that Barry received some of that raccoon love from the highest? Thank you so much for listening, you guys. If you're an Oval fan, go ahead and give this video a like if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be sure that you don't miss any new uploads. Thanks once again for listening, you guys, and I will see you on the next one.